I can't tape anymore. Biggie. Biggie. So beautiful. I'll be back. I'm gonna...
PS and IS 89 and PS 2. Students there are being walked to PS 41 at 116 West 11th Street. Let me say that again.
Howard, can you hear me?
PS
That's right, they should have brought away people, right?
PS 234.
Wait. What? They're bringing kids to my kid's school right now. Right. That's what she is.
The thing is that
Hello?
even if you all the way around there, they say that people are in the buildings with gas masks. You can't breathe.
No?
Howard, I'm here.
How could you?
Hi. The police have gone up on the Williamsburg Bridge, and now people from there's a walkway that goes across the bridge. They're running back into Brooklyn. I don't know why, but they're running. They're not walking back.
Well, we can't see that, but that's a Williamsburg. There's a big walkway there.
Part of the Pentagon just collapsed.
There are about 100 people inside of the command center of Bellevue Hospital right now working on patients. We're told there are 8 patients here
People
right
ain't
now.
coming
One of
home
those
tonight.
patients is DOA.
They're gonna hold him back.
Close the hospital down to all patients except for those brought from this tragic incident from Lower Manhattan. They say they have the ability to triage hundreds of
Every time I see a bird, you see that big bird, I think it's an airplane coming.
So they will really be testing their mettle under these circumstances. And they have called all staff, all doctors, all nurses, all aides. Everyone has been called in.
We hate to interrupt you. We've just been told
A fourth explosion.
in
One area of the World Trade Center is up. Obviously, neither tower is still standing. We don't know the source of this fourth explosion, but we do have Cindy showing the news, where perhaps she can shed a little light on this for us, Cindy.
Can't tell you as much about the fourth explosion. What I can tell you is happening right now. 20 minutes ago, a 767 from Pittsburgh was hijacked. We believe that plane is headed towards Washington or Northern Virginia. 767 from Pittsburgh was hijacked.
Oh, no.
Also, a plane has gone down in Pennsylvania. That's TS3, which is located at Christopher and Hudson, and again
between silk and cyanide.
talking about when really a lot of people are having trouble getting through, so that has to be really tough, but that's happening citywide. All right, again.
Time to hear a plane.
That's from the schools. Those school changes again, too. I know a lot of people are needing to hear that. Right, it's PS 89 and PS 234, and all those students are now being walked to
The World Trade Center. 18 minutes later, a crash in the second tower, then a crash at the Pentagon, and you're now reporting on a portion of the Pentagon has collapsed.
Yes, that's what we're hearing from CNN, and we're also hearing that the Pentagon is monitoring that 767 that has been hijacked from Pittsburgh, which is believed that plane is believed to be headed to Washington or Northern Virginia. So they're hoping to, head that off before something else happens.
Just a reminder, folks, if you're joining us now, you're looking at a live picture from the Pentagon there on the left of your screen. The New York,
Actually, it's
the tape of the Pentagon, I'm sorry, and the New York skyline there on the right. Cindy, if you're still with us, we have a confirmation of a fire at the Washington Mall as well, and an explosion at the State Department, which right now the Associated Press is reporting that it was in fact a car bomb.
Right.
Okay. All bridges and tunnels closed into Manhattan, as you would imagine. The city under a lockdown, an emergency alert as the mayor, the governor, round up their people and try to assess the job. And I haven't been listening, but John just came in and said he heard another plane has just been hijacked from Pittsburgh.
Right, that's what they were saying on this was that a Pittsburgh airport plane had been hijacked, and that's the one flying toward Virginia, and I don't know what they're doing, they're watching.
Maybe at this point we should just keep listening to the feed for a while and see what's going on. It's freaking scary. There's a bunch of people on their phone now, so people are able to get through on their phones. Only on some.
Oh, the primary day has been canceled. You're supposed to go out and vote for a mayor candidate.
I don't think we're going to be doing that today.
You're not doing that today.
You're looking live now, but we're going to, in a minute, rewind the tape and then show you to you as it started. Here's a tape of the second plane that went into tower number 2. At just about 9:20 this morning, it crashed into the 110-story tower, exploding into flames, sending debris everywhere, and that happened at about 9:20. The first plane having crashed into tower number 1 at 9 o'clock.
40,000 people working between the two centers right now, and we only can imagine what's happening as far as buildings nearby. We have not heard too many reports from the other buildings in that area. Now you're looking at tape from the collapse of the first tower, and not long after that, the collapse of the second tower.
About a half an hour later.
And children in the area, and the schools in that area, we're told are doing well. We're told they're fine. Of course, they're being held in those schools. Children from PS 89, PS 234 taken to PS 41. Kids from PS 150 taken to PS 3. They're not going anywhere until parents can come to get them. And frankly, folks, from what we're able to see, this could take quite a bit of time. And just now, the Associated Press reporting that a large plane, to reiterate what Cindy Schuman brought us, a large plane crashed in western Pennsylvania. Officials at Somerset County Airport are confirming this. The AP report. We've also heard reports that there was a...
That there is a hijacked 767 out of Pittsburgh that is circling an airport in Northern Virginia. Not sure if it's Washington National Airport or Dulles Airport, which is now Reagan Airport. But that the authorities, of course, have a beat on that, but that we understand that that 767 out of Pittsburgh has been hijacked.
Let's refocus our attention, if we can, on the situation here in New York City. Lou Young joining us on the phone. Lou?
Well, we were just trying to get to City Hall a few moments ago. Walking down from Canal Street, everything, as you know, was completely blocked. Seas of people coming the other way, dumbfounded by the collapse of the first tower, and some of them covered with soot, many of them trying to just get out of town. City Hall, of course, was blocked off at that point because it was literally in the shadow or the potential fall zone of the second tower, which was at that point in danger of falling. We worked our way around to the south, trying to link up with...
All right, so we're trying to figure out what's going on here. Double A's on the phone. Where are you getting this report from?
I'm watching Channel 42 News in New Jersey. They're saying that 2 more planes got hijacked out of Boston and they're heading for L.A.
Oh, my God. Whoa.
Sick, man. What the hell's going on here?
This is an organized effort like we've never seen. I mean, how could the FBI or the CIA not be aware of it?
Yeah, heads will roll on this one.
Has
If
anybody-
there are any heads left when they're done.
Right. Has
They're
anybody
also
said that
saying that the White House knew about this stuff. That was
they had a credible report of a terrorist attack. We're aware that the plane that was hijacked out of Pittsburgh has crashed. It has? Yes, that's what
It
we're
did crash.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Where did it crash into?
About 80 miles outside of Pittsburgh. So in other words, that's what I was just told right outside.
We don't know if it was shot down.
We don't know if there are people on that plane. I mean, about passengers. We would assume so, but we just don't know.
This is a sick day. I just don't ever recall a time where a plane was hijacked. We didn't immediately know about it. Why are they still being hijacked?
All right, here's what I know. The plane crashed in Somerset County, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Maybe the pilot just flew it into the ground.
The policy, just saying, I'd rather crash in an unpopulated area at this point.
Let's just kill ourselves.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're doing. But now, Gating just told me that people thinking, assuming that the actual pilots are not, I don't think so. No, that can't be. No, that they're not the actual pilots, they're just like some terrorists.
How is this exodus of people, it appears, walking on the FDR towards the Williamsburg Bridge through the park here?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you right now, Richie was in the Times Square area, who works for Gating. He says he's walking to Queens, and Casey and Benji are asking me, do I feel safe here? I was like, I don't feel safe anywhere in this country right now.
There you go.
I want to walk to Connecticut. I mean, what do you do? Casey just bailed out. He told me he didn't feel safe in the building, and he wants to be on the ground. He lives on the ground floor, so fine. I'm like, I want to build.
He's going to come home to his basement.
The guy, that was their plan, Howard. They instill fear. That's what they wanted to do, is the fear factor.
Don't expect KC to defend us.
Yeah, like I want to be the foxhole of Casey. I'll tell you one thing. I've never been, Vietnam War. I never wanted to go fight, but I go fight this one.
This is something to fight.
I'll enlist right now. God damn it, fly over there and help blow up these pricks.
Put it there.
I'm right with you, Howard. I'll be right there with you.
You bet. Howard, you know what you're saying to John? Casey, you get on the ground floor, buddy, if you're nervous. I'm
Don't be
serious.
safe.
I'm not even making fun of you. You go ahead. Go ahead. Get down there. I'm serious. If you're not comfortable, leave. Go where you're comfortable. Nobody's comfortable here now anyway. He's up on on a high floor like this.
All right, so go. Think about standing. Don't worry, you can go. This is a real thing. If you have a real fear, you should leave.
Hey, Howard, you know what really scares me now is the bedlam on the streets of New York now. Is there going to be a lot of looting now? Is people going to go...
No, I don't know. I hope not.
God that we have the respect and dignity not to do that.
You know, Howard, the thing that freaks me out? How on earth will I ever explain this to my son?
You won't.
Can't.
What do you mean? Just say that...
Well, if we don't do anything, you really will have trouble explaining it.
Bush has got to come down here, man. He's got to...
Well, yeah, he's probably busy right now planning
I'm telling you, and you know who's going to have a big heavy hand in this? Is Colin Powell.
That's the man.
He's gonna go in and tell them this is what we got to do.
Can you confirm on who it is? Yeah, Fox News is reporting a second plane is headed toward the Pentagon. Second plane. Let me go. There's supposed to be no planes flying. If a plane is flying, let me go to the feed and let's see if we can hear what's really going on.
Takes time to take off at all.